Hi, how are ya? How's your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your auntie, your uncle, your dog, your trash can, your refrigerator, Christmas tree, microwave, oven, stove, broom, mop?
These are inanimate objects, so.
You're doing good? All right.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Ashton Jazelle, and I go by Jazelle.
My name is Rikita Michelle. Welcome back to our mother-daughter podcast called Who You Talking To? We're back with another one by popular demand. My trash can is full, my refrigerator is empty, and I probably could use a new broom. So that is going into the things that she asks, how are they doing? Those three things, not so well at the moment. What's been going on with you? Let's talk about, I guess, what's happened in our lives for the past week or since we last recorded anyway.
Yeah, nothing's happened. I mean, I haven't been at school that much. We're about to start second quarter. I got put in an online class.
Second semester.
I got put in an online class because I had a free third period. So that's great.
What online class is that?
Psych. Honors. Psych. So that's great.
Psychology?
Yeah.
They're going to learn about the human brain and how it works.
Sure.
And such.
Yeah.
Are you excited about that? It seems like an interesting topic or interesting course. We didn't have classes like that when we were in high school. So when I was in high school. Hey, are you excited?
Sure. I signed up for it before, but they didn't put me in it, so I'm put in it now. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Okay. I can tell that you're like bursting at the seams with excitement.
Do you want me to jump to the rooftops? What's going on?
And a hero. Okay. What else is going on with you? Anything else that's happening? Ooh.
Yeah, that's it.
You just went to a birthday party. How was that?
That was it.
You don't want to talk about the birthday party?
So the birthday party was good. Yeah, it was a good birthday party. We were dancing on the dance floor and stuff like that. And you know how they do the thing?
No, what's the thing?
Like you stand in the middle of the circle and then there's a camera going around you at like rapid speeds.
Oh yeah, like the little So they had one of those there?
Yeah.
Did you do one?
And we had a DJ and they had the football game on. We were stressed about that football game. And
what football
game? NFL.
Well, duh. What teams are playing?
Oh, the Packers and the Niners. And the Niners won at the last second from a field goal.
So this is like whittling down who's going to go to the Super Bowl, I presume.
Yeah, it's the playoffs.
Okay, I don't know how sports
The Packers
work.
are done. They're done.
Obviously.
They're out.
Yeah. So now it's the Niners. How many teams are left currently?
I don't know.
So
the Chiefs and the Bills are playing right now as we speak.
Chiefs and the Bills.
So we'll see how that goes. The Bills are so irrelevant. I don't know why. I mean, no shade to the Bills fans, but when have they ever held any title of anything?
I mean, there's a first time for everything, you know. The Chiefs are winning, by the way, by 2 points.
All right.
It's in Q4.
Okay, yesterday. Oh no! Earlier today, the Bucks and the Lions played.
The Lions
together,
won,
and they won by 8 points.
I know somebody from Detroit who would be extremely happy about that.
The Lions have also never had a title, but they're doing really good this season. They're eating it up.
Also, the Lions were a wild card apparently.
Yes, they were. The Lions was a wild card.
Chiefs.
The Packers was a wild card too.
Mm-hmm. The Bills, Buccaneers. Okay, that's cool. This is cute or whatever. And we got the Chiefs. Yeah.
Wait, did the Ravens win their game?
Yes, that was the game yesterday, right? That you were talking about.
I was talking about the Packers and the Niners.
Oh, so the Ravens, yes, they won 34-10
against the
Texans. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So next, after we find out who wins between the Chiefs and the Bills, then it's going to be conference championships, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be the Lions versus the Niners, and then it's going to be the Ravens versus whoever wins this game. And then, of course, whoever.
Which is looking like.
It's very close. Yeah, it's very close.
What quarter is it? 2?
4.
Oh, it says 4.
Yeah. Okay. So interesting. Very, very interesting.
Put y'all bets and parlays in.
I won't be doing that. So, I didn't know that they had like a little photo spin around thingy. Do you have like the video from it?
Not on my phone. But I think it's on Adri's phone. Or
you had to use somebody's phone to do it with?
No, they sent it to whoever.
Why don't
whoever's contacts was in the thing.
I understand. Why don't you ever like get things sent to your phone? Like even when you take group pictures or any pictures, it's always your friend taking it. But like in those situations, or maybe they can just send it to you.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, because a lot of times, well, I guess if they send it to you on Instagram, but since you know how the issues are with sending videos from Apple to Android, it can get a little hairy in there.
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with what? What?
So?
What's wrong with what? Getting a horribly...
What now?
What? I'm so confused. What?
You don't know that meme?
No.
Or the video? When Azalea Banks went on the Breakfast Club and they interviewed her, that specific part, Charlamagne said... It was like, oh, people were saying that you make music for the gays. Mm-hmm. And then she said, I do. And then she said, what's wrong with that? And then Charlamagne was like, oh, nothing's wrong with it. We just heard something from our intern. And then she tilted her head and then she looked at
DJ Envy.
The light-skinned dude.
That's him.
Yeah. DJ Envy. And then Charlamagne was like, he's not the intern. And then
she thought he was the intern? What's happening?
I don't know. And then she was like, what's wrong with that? And then she's like, so what now? Which is like an awkward silence. And her head kept going back and forth. Mm-hmm. And she had a bob. So it made it like extremely funny.
So
the people that get it, they get it.
Interesting.
They get it.
I just think you should have things sent to your phone. Yeah, so you can have them, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
And you won't have to depend on other people sending them to you because sometimes people hold footage hostage. So. Oh, excuse me. So that was cute or whatever, but you should tell them to send it to you because I'd like to see it. Did you do it by yourself or were you on there with somebody else?
I was there with the twins and Layla.
Oh, it was a big platform, Ben. All them people could fit up there.
Yeah, it's about... Like the biggest one was about 6 people. But they had like Mason, Josiah, Josh, all them.
Interesting. I would love to see that. Okay. I think, okay, so that's what you've done. What I've been doing for this week's tea, what? Were you done?
Yeah.
Okay. Is absolutely nothing. So, I've been working. While you're at the birthday party, I went to a little situation at a friend's house. We had like a little game night, so I was only able to go for 2 hours, but we had a good time. It was a little shindig. Other than that, I've just been chilling, working, making that money, not letting it make me, obviously. Yeah, motherhood. Running her around to all of the various places that she needs to go. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know anything else interesting that's really happened in my life lately.
Who is RZA?
RZA?
Yeah, who's that?
A rapper?
Did SZA copy off of him?
I don't know. RZA, I think they're part of he's part of the Wu-Tang Clan, I believe.
Oh, him.
So
got it.
Yeah. How do you feel about state competitions that are coming up?
I feel good. Yeah, I'm just ready to do it and get my medals. That's what I'm ready for. So, yeah.
All right, I'm excited for it. It'll be your second year competing in state competition, indoor state competition. So,
yeah.
So very, very.
She did it freshman year, but
yeah, we didn't know what was happening in life to get you in there early enough. So
I feel like I have something in my nose.
Your hair?
No.
All right. I think that's it. Life has been boring. Not necessarily a bad thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's extremely cold outside. So I've been trying to stay warm. The cold has been colding. Luckily,
not me. I've been outside at practice
in the cold.
That's great.
Yeah. So can't wait for it to warm up. Spring is upon us here very soon. I needed to speed on up.
In 3 months. That's not soon.
Actually, it's 2 months.
3.
2.
It's 3 months.
It's chill. Spring starts around my birthday. So
right, but does the weather actually kick in?
Yes, it'll be a lot warmer than it is right now. For sure. For sure.
Yeah, it's giving. What's the temperature right now? Let's see.
It's probably 20 degrees.
Like it was just one. Like it was the like 40s, low 50s, and then one day it just went straight to like 10 degrees for no reason.
Yeah, I'm glad that we didn't get any snow in Charlotte.
So. I'm not. Everywhere.
That's because you don't drive nowhere. That's why you're not.
Everywhere else got snow, but Charlotte,
hallelujah,
did not. Every other county was out of school for the whole week, so it turned into MLK Day to MLK Week. But for us, we had no days off.
Oh, that's what you wanted, some days out of school. That's why you wanted to snow.
It's 25 degrees outside right now.
Yeah.
And plus it hasn't snowed in like 3 years here. So
it literally snowed last year. So
that's actually cap.
No, it's not.
It did not snow last year. It snowed. Last time it snowed was 2021.
That's not true. It snowed while we were in this apartment. We weren't in this apartment in 2021.
You were.
It was sooner than that because I took MJ out and it was when he was sick and there was snow on the ground. I remember because he was just standing there, partly because he was sick, but also because he didn't know what snow was.
What? He know. We had snow in Memphis, right?
I mean, yes, he's seen snow before, but it happened so infrequently that he still didn't know how to traverse a world with snow on the ground. So yeah. Yeah, that was not too long ago. 2 years ago.
History of Charlotte snowfalls. The last time it snowed in Charlotte was January 2022.
That was 2 years ago, not 3.
January of 2022.
Which was it's January
so almost
2 years ago. No. That's exactly 2 years ago. It's January now.
when 4.3 inches of snow fell.
Yes.
Since 1878. So
anyway. Yeah.
It has not snowed in a long time, and it didn't snow last year.
Okay, I was 1 year off, and so were you.
So the point is, we need snow.
No, we don't actually. Please stay away. Anybody got time for that? You want to go ice skating?
No.
Okay. You can go ice skate at the baseball field.
I'll go to a skating rink though.
At the baseball field downtown, they have ice skating. You know what I'm saying? You want to go snow tubing? You told me you wanted to go
snowboarding.
Snowboarding.
Yep, not ice skating.
Why? They're both cold events.
They are different. Let me tell you something.
You want to go snowboarding because you think it looks cool. You don't know when you get out there, you're gonna look like Bambi when she was first born, and you're gonna fall. It's not. It's not gonna be
different.
It's not going to be
from ice skating
as glamorous as you think it's going to be.
I don't think it's going to be super glamorous, and I'm not going to be looking like Shaun White.
But whoever that is.
Absolutely not.
So, I don't know.
Absolutely not.
I don't know who that is.
Absolutely not.
No, I don't know who that is. He looks like American or somebody. What?
American former snowboarder and skateboarder. He won he's a legendary snowboarder.
Oh, okay.
In the Olympics and stuff.
Okay. The only skateboarder.
Tony Hawk.
Yeah, that's all I know. That's the only one.
This is snow.
But he's a skateboarder too.
I don't know him for skateboarding. I didn't even know he did that.
So,
but yeah. I know I'm not gonna be looking like him, but yeah, I would like to experience it.
Okay.
I've already done ice skating, and it was not.
That was you got to do it again when it's cold. Actually, cold enough. We were trying to go ice skating, and it was 60 degrees outside, so it was not giving because the ice was not icing, as you can imagine. So we have to go when it's actually cold. And also snow tubing. There's snow tubing close to here. Somewhere.
In the mountains? Yeah, we can go snow tubing too.
I don't think it's that far. I don't think it's 3 hours away. Well, there's mountains that are closer than that. But anyway, there's snow tubing I feel like would be funners, and it doesn't require any skill. You literally just sit there. Yeah. So I don't know. The cold is going to be done in a minute. So, and it's kind of such a short amount of time where you can do those things. So you can do it when the weather's agreeing with you. Otherwise, it's going to warm up. Okay. I think that's it. Let's move on to a random fact. Is it a random fact or is it what is it?
Yeah. So random fact. You know what a yo-yo is, right?
Yes.
They were designed and created to be used as weapons.
Okay. Well, you can I
don't know,
bust somebody in the head and bring it back to you.
I really don't know. I don't know. But that's what they were designed for.
It's kind of like what do you call them things?
Until the Americans turned it into whatever it is now.
A toy.
Yeah,
a children's toy. Interesting. They're very unreliable toys too. Well, I guess you know what? Back in the day, I used to have like a high-tech yo-yo. I don't know. It was like a special kind of yo-yo that isn't like the normal toy yo-yos. Anyway, it was a big deal. I feel like it was around middle schoolish. And yeah, it was really cool. It was like, it like had some kind of mechanism where the yo-yo can stay down and spin for a while before you bring it back up.
Oh, cool beans.
Yeah.
It's giving blade.
Okay.
When I was little, they used to go crazy.
Yeah, I remember you talking about blades, and I'd be like, what are you talking about?
Blades. And the Pokemon cards and all of that.
Pokemon cards have been going crazy for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about when I was younger.
I'm talking about when I was younger.
Right, but when I was younger, that's what me and my friends were going crazy. Well, not me, but my friends were going crazy about.
When did Pokemon first come out?
Let me see it. Pokemon Go? Now that.
96.
That took over the world.
It did. I even downloaded it on my phone for a minute and was trying to do something with it, and that was very short-lived. So,
I caught a few Pokemon for the very short amount of time that I had it.
So, yeah, I remember that whole era.
Because there was some in my house, I think. Like in the apartment.
Okay.
Or something.
So. All right. Interesting top. I would like to see someone use a yo-yo as a weapon to see how it's supposed to be used. I'm assuming it's like,
maybe it was like a blade.
Reach out and touch.
Maybe it was like a circular blade. Like a pizza cutter blade almost.
No.
And then it was like that.
I think it was just like a piece of wood that you could just knock somebody in the head with. You know, kind of like nunchucks. You know what I'm saying? Nunchucks?
No.
You don't know what that is?
No.
I think I'm pronouncing it correctly.
You're not.
Nunchucks?
There you go.
But you knew what I was talking about, so you really tried me.
What's going
on? Yeah, so I think it's the same concept. It's just kind of like a knockout situation. But anyway, interesting. Very, very interesting. I want to move on to the discussion topic.
Yes.
So our discussion topic is growing up Buddhist. What does that mean? What does that look like? How does that position us in the world? Excuse me. Do you want to start? We're both okay. So let me just start a little background, right? We both of us obviously have been, well, not obvious if you don't know us, but we were both raised Buddhist. I was born, my mother was Buddhist before I was born. So I was born into the practice of Buddhism, and, you know, am still practicing today. And of course, because of that, Ashlyn was born into the practice and is still practicing today. So it's a very unique experience. And I don't think that a lot of people think about various experiences when it comes to being a minority religion-wise. You know what I'm saying? Because most people in this area of the world are Christian, obviously. And so a lot of, and those people, you know, obviously look at the world through the Christian lens. And when you're in the majority, a lot of times you very seldomly think about the experiences of the minority. And a lot of times what you think is the experience is not. It's not what it is.
Right.
And so, yeah, I just thought we should, you know, we could talk about it from our different perspectives, since we're both raised practicing Buddhism, and excuse me, and just talk about the unique experience, you know. One more thing before we dive in, I just want to lay out, we talk about minority groups, right? And I think that religion is very seldom talked about because the Christian religion is baked into a lot of things that happen in this country, including politics, which is a whole other subject I don't necessarily agree with, but so people don't necessarily think about it a lot. But when for us, obviously we're Black, and obviously we're both women. So those are two minority groups that we're a part of, right? But those movements, like the movement to further the rights of Black and brown people in this country, as well as the women's movement to further the rights of women. These are things that have been well documented, well talked about for many, 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 many decades, right? So it's a very unique experience to be both of those things, to be Black, to be a woman, and to be Buddhist, okay? Because that's also a unique minority place to be in, especially growing up in the South. You know what I'm saying? That plays a role. The area of the country that you live in might alter like your experience as a minority when it comes to religion, when it comes to anything really, but in particular this conversation of religion. Oh my God. What's happening?
Mean Girls is free on YouTube. Guys,
so
Mean Girls is free on YouTube.
So
I don't think you realize how iconic this is. This is a moment in time that people should take for granted. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you have YouTube, everyone has YouTube. But watch Mean Girls. Oh my God.
What is happening? What?
Clueless is also free on YouTube, guys. This is extremely iconic.
Oh my God, you guys. So, I don't know where that came from. I think that came from Legally Blonde, the musical. So, neither one of those movies, but it's in the same family of movies, if you will.
Right. Mean Girls is the reason why I wear pink on Wednesdays. Okay.
Your sticker is coming off.
I can't.
They help you out there.
They're iconic. Oh, Mean Girls the musical just came out too. I don't know if I want to watch it though.
So,
because how do you make Mean Girls a musical?
Just like you make anything else a musical. Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm sure. You know, it might. I mean, it's not. I think if it's done correctly, it can be good. I think. Yeah, the topic, growing up Buddhist.
Right.
So, with that little disclaimer, caveat, I don't know, bit of information that I gave in the beginning.
It was a PSA. That's what it was.
Sure. Thoughts. Let's talk about growing up Buddhist and what that has meant for you.
So, growing up Buddhist.
Continue.
Yeah, it was weird at first, right? When you live in Memphis, Tennessee, right? The diversity, as far as religion is concerned, is not there.
Non-existent. Yeah.
So, it's either you're Christian or you're banned.
Not your band.
For all eternity. So, yeah, like I remember one of the girls in my class in elementary school. We were talking about religion, and then like it got brought up in conversation that I am not Christian. And yeah, she was basically saying that I should be put in the Salem witch trials. That's what it was giving. Yeah, that was probably like the worst experience. Oh, and then she told everybody in that school.
When was this? Elementary school?
About about that. So that's probably like the worst experience that I had, I think.
Yeah, I think this brings me to the point of.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. We can come back to if you need something else to say, but I wanted just to say right here that brings to the point of how Christians are raising their children, and then how their children in turn are treating other children because of how they were raised. Do you understand? It can get a little dicey, and I feel like, I know that the majority of parents, want the best for their kids, and a lot of things that we teach our kids is because of, us trying to steer them in the right direction, us trying to ensure that, our kids, the best that they have, the best that they are,
What?
Oh my God, leave me alone. Parents.
I don't know what that was.
Parents want the best for their kids. Okay? What I'm saying. And so a lot of the things that we teach, even though sometimes the way we go about teaching our kids certain concepts and whatever it is, can be harmful to the people your kids encounter. Okay. I too have negative experiences as a kid growing up in Memphis, Tennessee. Being Buddhist, you know what I'm saying, and kids having, throughout elementary, middle, high, all levels, other children meeting me being different on the religious front, with absolute disdain, disgust, and condemning, trying to condemn me to like that I'm like going against the right way to be, right? Which that's perfectly fine if you feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I am going against the right way to be in your world. But I think this is why it's important to teach our kids how to be when they encounter people who are different from them. And especially as Black people, right? We don't, we don't think about Black Christians. Let me say that. Don't often think about that when it comes to religion, right? Because it's not something you think about. You just think about everybody's like you. Just growing up in Memphis, Tennessee, the number one question that would be asked as it came to religion is, what church do you go to? You know what I'm saying? Like, what church do you go to? What church? Because they assume, because I'm Black and in Memphis, Tennessee, like them, that I go to church. that my religion is the same as theirs, which I'm okay. You're in the majority, but I think there needs to be lessons taught to kids about how do you approach religion? What questions do you really need to ask about, judging another person based on what they believe and what you should or should not do in those situations, right? Because asking what church I go to is just an annoying question to me. Because, like I said, it's an assumption that I am Christian, that I do go to church, right? And then I have to then say, "Oh, I don't go to church. I'm not Christian." So, we go somewhere, but it's not called church. And so then there's like you're different, the looks, and then the wheels start turning, and it's like they don't know how to approach even encountering a person who does not practice the same religion as them. and then a lot of times what their first thing that they go to is what they've been taught, which is you're going to burn eternally in hell.
Sailing with straws.
And for a child, do you understand? You understand how I feel like that can be very traumatizing, even to Christian children, to basically like teach with fear, or like have them. I strongly disagree with using fear to keep anyone in any religion, in any way of life, in anything, right? Like, if with whatever the religion is, why do I have to be afraid in order to practice it? Why does fear have to be a factor in order for me not to leave, not to practice other religions, not to even want to learn about other religions? Like, why must I be shaking in my boots to the thought of even like being in close proximity to a religion that isn't the one that I've been told that I should practice? Otherwise, bad, horrible things are going to happen to me. Like, yeah, like, is that not, you know what I'm saying? And I know this is a touchy subject, I know.
It's like indoctrination, the word you're looking for?
Indoctrination, yes, but you can indoctrinate.
Indoctrinate?
Yeah, you can do that, I think, without using the fear tactics, fear mongering. You know what I'm saying? I think it's the fear mongering that I have a problem with. Because, the term, let's say, for instance, the term God-fearing, that's a very, very common term. Like, even when in the dating world, people say they want a God-fearing man or God-fearing woman. And again, I know this can be a touchy subject, so please, you have to realize that I am coming from a place of not being a Christian, and this is from my experience on the outside looking in, right? Yeah. So I don't understand why I should be afraid. Why I should be afraid if the number one catalyst for me practicing a religion is fear. Why? How does that align with, the joy, peace, and love that's supposed to be accomplished by practicing religion? You know what I'm saying? I don't, especially when you're putting these things on other people, right? When you encounter somebody who's different from you, who doesn't practice what you practice, and then you condemn them to burn eternally in hell. Because, like, what? What? Like, and okay, let me say this, right? I feel like the origination, all religions started, I believe,
the origin.
Sure. From a good place. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I don't have anything against any, let's just say, the main religions out there. I don't know about all the religions, so I can't, you know what I'm saying? But, like, Christian, Buddhism, Judaism, Hinduism,
Islam.
Yes, all the ones.
Nice.
I was drawing a blank. But yes, like I feel like all religions have good intentions at its origin. Okay? But I feel like along the way, as religious wars have been fought, which is an oxymoron in my opinion. Like, why are you fighting a war based on religion when religion is supposed to bring peace, love, and unity? I don't like. Anyway, like I think along the way, to get back to my point, people, human beings, have altered what religion was really meant for and what religion was really meant to do, and have made their own agendas, right?
That's why there's 17,000 different kinds of Christianity.
Exactly. And any religion really has different sects of, like, there's different sects of Buddhism, many different sects of Buddhism. And we can talk about, if we have time, I guess, the kind of sect.
Not S-E-X.
Sect. S-E-C-T.
Yeah.
We could talk about the sect that we practice. But yeah, I think people, human beings, are the problem, obviously. And I just think the point of religion should be, no matter what the religion is for you to become happy, right? For those who become happy around you, for us to know how to treat ourselves and to know how to treat other people. You know what I'm saying? How do we encounter certain things, certain problems, obstacles that we might have in life? Like, how do we overcome them? Do you know what I'm saying?
Philosophy.
Yes. So I don't understand, like, the vitriol that comes with a person who, like, practices one religion and then another person practices another, and then there's like this negative, like, violence that comes with somebody not practicing the same thing that you do.
It's called power.
Power?
Yeah.
Elaborate.
Like, people want power, so they would use, like, fear.
Mm-hmm.
Or like let's say that someone, so like Christianity was created, right? And then like this person would tell a congregation of people that God sent them down for all this stuff like that, and if you don't listen to them, then
you'll burn eternally in hell. Yeah.
Like having a gun to their head and stuff like that. They do that to control people. Like, it's a control thing.
So that they'll follow whatever it is they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, which is problematic.
That's why I think religion went south.
It's problematic.
Like the Crusades situation and all that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I have, to be perfectly clear and candid, I have not done a deep dive research on religions, but I do have an overall on the history of different religions, right? But I have a overall idea specifically about Christianity and Buddhism, obviously because I'm Buddhist, and because I grew up in a Christian environment. Like, there's certain things that I know about that as well. And then so it's like, yeah, I just want us to kind of think about what we're doing when not only when we teach our kids, but when we believe ourselves that we must shun, be mean to, like, argue with, ostracize, bully, or whatever it is, other people who don't believe the same religion as you. Because what is the goal? If the goal of all of that is for me to convert to your religion, it's not gonna work. That's not, no, baby, that's not, that's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, being, let's say, just for instance, because it's still happening to me to this day. I went home for Thanksgiving and I met up with my ex-stepfather, and his wife, his new wife. a few times while we were there. You know what I'm saying? Because you meet up with family members and loved ones and things. And the question was asked, which hasn't been asked of me since I left Memphis, which is something to say. But the question was asked in Memphis by my stepfather's wife. What church do you go to? Again, an ignorant question to ask, because that's assuming, it's come with the assumption that I go to church, that I am Christian like you.
Question. Was she even born and raised in Memphis?
No, she's African, and I don't remember what country. I think Nigerian, because Jacob's Nigerian. So
how long has she? So she's been in Memphis for a really long time, though, right?
I have no idea. I mean, they've been married for, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years, maybe. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. But
I would ask if she just like ask like what church you go to and stuff like that. I wonder if it's like the same
kind of church.
No, like if the like Christian. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wonder if it's the same where she's from. Like in Memphis, Tennessee, how everybody is Christian and nobody has any other religion.
Oh, I don't know.
I wonder if it's the same where she's from.
I think so. I think Christian is pretty heavy in like Nigeria, I think. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, I think so. But I don't know. Oh. So anyway, so yeah, what church we go to? Then we told her, okay, we don't go to church, we're Buddhist. And it's kind of actually hard for me to think that she didn't already know that, because her now husband was once married to my mother. My mother was Buddhist when they were married. So
yeah, but she doesn't know.
I mean, maybe they never talked about it. But he, still sees he doesn't have any biological children of his own. So he sees us as his children, right? And if he talks about us with her, I don't know what kind of conversations they're having, but I don't know if that would come up, since she's so like a staunchly, what do you call it? Devout Christian, obviously. That maybe that would have come up in the past between them, and maybe her just asking that question was her way of opening up the conversation. But whatever it was, of course, I let her know we don't go to church. We're Buddhist, so there's that. And then she proceeded.
Then she asked, "Why did y'all go away from Christianity?" She thought that y'all were Christian we were Christian at first, and then
like converted to Buddhism. Yeah. So maybe she didn't know. Maybe her and her husband never talked about it, which is weird. But yeah, she it's like her brain couldn't compute again, of someone not being Christian, and then she proceeded to lecture us about why having Jesus as your one and only Savior is the only way to salvation. Paraphrasing. And decided to, browbeat us with Christianity, and how, like, if we don't practice Christianity, then we're not going to reach salvation.
Enlightenment.
I guess, salvation, I think is what she called it, the term that she used. And I proceeded to tell her, to try to convey to her, like, the way that she was trying to have this conversation was not going to be productive. It's not going to have the outcome she was trying to have, because of the way that the conversation was going, right? Like, first of all, you can't strong arm someone into like converting to another religion. It's never going to work, especially if you come off belittling, like as if you're belittling what they are believing in now, in trying to get them to come over here because your way is the only way in order to not burn eternally in hell. You know what I'm saying? And And so I was trying to convey to her, as I said earlier, well, kind of hinted around it earlier. So that was our neighbors upstairs, if you heard that. Fee, fi, fo, fum.
Yeah.
What is happening? I was trying to convey to her that, what's the point of Christianity, right? Is the point to love thy neighbor, as they say? You know what I'm saying? Is the, like, let's say that you're right. Let's say that the Christians are right. And that, that one day there'll be judgment day, you get to those gates of heaven and you have to be judged whether you'll be let into heaven or not. Wouldn't the judgment come from how you treated the people around you? And if that's the case, I think I have a better chance of getting into heaven than you, baby. Because how are you treating me in this moment? Is that coming from a place of love, or is it coming from a place of prejudice, ignorance, and judgment? You know what I'm saying? So I think that is my main point when it comes to like having these conversations. I have no problem having conversations about religion. Listen, I was like born Buddhist in a Christian environment. And so of course, Christianity has been shoved down my throat at every turn throughout my life.
Yeah.
So I'm used to it, unfortunately. But having a conversation on religion, like, I could talk about my religion, you talk about yours, we can agree to disagree on whatever it is. I don't have any I'm not opposed to that. What I'm opposed to is the negative, like, way and vitriol of patronization that happens when you're like trying to convince me that what I'm doing is wrong and I should somehow come over there, and then not realizing that the way you're going about it is never going to get me to do that. It's just not, because how you treat people is important. And in Buddhism, that's what, how you treat yourself, how you treat people, for yourself and for everyone else to become happy is the number one goal. How, if there is a judgment day, right? If the Christians are right, when I get to those gates of heaven, whether I'm being judged on how am I to get in or not, would they judge me based on if I believed in Jesus while I was here, or if I followed the religion while I was here on earth? Or would they judge me on what I was doing while I was here, how I treated the people around me, how, my character, my integrity? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, I feel like they would judge you on both, though. Because if you did all those things, but it wasn't like in the name of the Holy Spirit, then they wouldn't let you pass.
I don't think that's true. I mean, I understand what you're saying if you're looking at it from a Christian's perspective, right? Like, if you don't, but like you said, I think that whole idea of if you don't believe in this, you're going to burn eternally in hell is a fear tactic. It is fear mongering. It is not where the source, it's not where the, I can't think of a better word, for lack of a word, the soul of Christianity originated from. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I don't think that was the intention of how that should, I know the story of Jesus Christ, you know what I'm saying? And how he died for our sins on the cross and all of that. And I know the story. I don't think the origination of the religion was based on, if you don't believe what I do, you're going to burn eternally in hell. I think that was created as a fear tactic, to fearmonger, to have people to follow you when you want them to, right? So with that belief, then that's not going to be what I'm going to be judged on when I get to the gates, because that was something that people made up for a fear tactic anyway. So, right. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, no, I think maybe, Christianity is supposed to be based in love, right? How is you strong arming me and treating me badly and telling me what, judging me? I think another Christian concept is you shouldn't judge others, right? Judging me and doing all these things. How is that in love, based in love? Like,
Yeah.
I just, and it's just like I said, I'm used to it. You know what I'm saying? I really hope that this message gets out to a lot of people. I don't know, because I think that there could be an overhaul of how we approach conversations on religion. Just even she has like friends who are like sending her scriptures. One friend who's sending her scriptures.
And I told her to stop, and she respected it and stopped. So
okay. But
it wasn't that bad.
Oh, okay. But it's still like the beating, the shoving down the throat. Like once you find out that I'm not practicing your religion, then you need to shove your religion down my throat to somehow convert me. It's just not productive. It's not.
Yeah,
it's not. And I think if we can just respect one another, and maybe, if you have a conversation that's outside of your realm of understanding, maybe you can learn something. You know what I'm saying? If you think about, let's take another majority-minority situation, Black people and white people, white and Black, majority-minority, right? If you never have any conversations with the people in the minority group and actually have the conversation to hear their side, to see their point of view, to see how maybe you've been approaching this whole situation wrong your entire life, how are you ever going to get, how's the situation ever going to improve, right? You can live in your bubble because when you're in the majority, you live in this bubble where most of the people around you believe the same thing that you do. So you don't have to worry about ever offending other people or what that does or even how to approach the situation. But I think if we think about it more when you're in part of the majority, we'll be in a better place.
Yeah, I'm not Christian myself, but I do respect the religion.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I have a problem with Christianity or any other religion for that matter. I know that it brings people happiness and saves people lives. Mm-hmm. So, it's good in that aspect. It's just when you're not, it shouldn't be seen as a bad thing just because you're not in it. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean just because I don't practice Christianity doesn't mean I have an issue with Christianity.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I think just leading with understanding, leading with respect, leading with an open mind, and just having respectful conversations is fine when the goal of the conversation is not to convert me to what you believe. And because of what I've experienced growing up, and I've seen people of all religions do this, it's not just Christians, by the way. I've seen people of all religions try to beat people over the head and try to convert them to their religion. It's not productive. It's not helpful. It doesn't work. So I, in turn, have adopted that I'm not going to, if somebody wants to learn about Buddhism, yes, sure. I'm always open to have conversations. I'm always open for people to learn so they can, most people don't know the ins and outs of Buddhism. By the way, we practice Nichiren Buddhism, and the organizations we're a part of is the SGI. In this part of the world, it's called SGI USA. It's a worldwide organization that's practiced in 192 countries and territories with millions of practitioners. So, but there's many sects of Buddhism, and there's a lot of misconceptions and just stereotypes when people say, when I say that I'm Buddhist, then there's, people's minds there's floodgates with misconceptions and stereotypes. which is fine. I get it, right? You know, people have very limited view of what that means. And especially because there are different sects of Buddhism, they don't know, they don't know. And that's okay. So that's why I'm okay with having the conversations, to enlighten people on the subject. But just leading with love and compassion and understanding and an open mind. That's all. Anything else you want to say about that?
Yeah, so I actually remember that there's an experience worse than the one that I gave earlier. Had a girlfriend, keyword had.
So
I broke up with her a little while back. It was probably like a month and a half ago. But on the way to our downfall, she said she's not even Christian herself. She's Muslim. This is actually outrageous. She's Muslim. And she I had to do my religious duties. Right? I'm a upcoming leader in my religion.
Oh my gosh.
I have religious duties, right? So,
responsibilities.
Right. She did not respect those responsibilities that I had. And one time, I was not able to hang out with her that day because of those responsibilities that I had. And then a gist of what she said was, she was saying that whatever I had to do is not as important is hanging out with her, and it's not. And she was saying that it doesn't compare to like going to church on Sunday or something. She was saying it's not as important as that.
As going to church?
Yeah.
So.
And she got mad at me and like tried to start like this argument about it or whatever. She's not even Christian herself. Like, so, what is actually going on?
Yeah, that's crazy. So she thought
that was strike one. What?
So she thought that going to church was more important than whatever Buddhist activity or responsibility that you had going on.
She didn't think it was that important.
Yeah. Which,
Yeah, outrageous.
It's the ignorance of it all.
And we were in a relationship for almost 3 years. So.
Yeah. Dating as a Buddhist, whole other podcast. We're gonna have to, child, that's gonna be a whole nother conversation. We're gonna have to talk about that another time.
Yeah. Because it is definitely still shoved down your throat in the relationship.
Yeah, so it gets better as you get older.
No, it doesn't.
It does. Oh, this is going to be a whole other thing. We can't go dive deep into that, but a lot of times, even though, sometimes some people, minds are opened up a little bit more as they age, you know what I'm saying? Which is why I said it gets better when you get older. People are less likely to be like, oh, you're going to burn in hell for eternity. The older you get, you know what I'm saying? Usually that's children who they're afraid themselves to burn in hell. So when they see that you are not practicing, then they want to, oh, you better watch out because you're going to burn in hell. You know what I'm saying? As you get older, you start to realize that maybe it's not the best way to be. I think a lot of people, it gets better as you get older. Now, that's not saying that all people, they might not say that to you, but some people, as in their adulthood, still try to shove it down your throats, right? And when it comes to dating, even if the person that you're with is open to your religion or just supportive, not that they're going to convert to whatever your religion is. Maybe they practice another religion and that's fine. And we both know that. We're both supportive of one another. There's like no issue. But then there's the family. Yeah. There's the family of the person that you're dating. And then them telling, trying to convince them that being with someone that's not in their same religion is the absolute wrong thing to do. Y'all should be equally yoked, which I have a personal disdain for that saying, equally yoked, right? Because shouldn't, a person be in a relationship with a person be based on their character, how they treat you, how, yes, compatibility matters. But I think when you're in the majority, again, when most 95% of people around you are Christians, it's very easy to find another Christian to date because they're everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But if you're a Buddhist like me, and obviously in this part of the world, there's not many of us, you can't tell me that we're not equally yoked. And so then I'm undateable, apparently, because we're not equally yoked. And then so you expect me to date one of the two Buddhist men that I know, like in my age group? Like, what's happening? Like, no, that's just not realistic. As someone in the minority religion, I've seen it multiple times where a person who is Buddhist is dating or even married to a person who is not, and they've made it work for years, right? It's not impossible. Of course, the two people in the relationship have to agree to it and, be supportive and all of that. But it's not impossible. It can work. It has worked. But most people who haven't seen that, a lot of Christians who have only seen Christians date other Christians and think that it's wrong to date outside of your religion, it's just bad. It's bad the way that, you're made to feel as a person who's not the Christian, like you're not worthy to date because you don't practice Christianity. You know what I'm saying? When what really makes a person worthy to date, is it their personality? Is it how they treat you? Is it their character, their integrity maybe? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like what's really important, you know what I'm saying? And I understand how it can be a little dicey too when you trying to raise a family, right? Having kids raise a family, and then there's going to be the whole thing of, how do we raise our kids? What religion do you expect them to teach them?
Don't.
But I think
that's the
coming
T.
Off again.
That's the T. Don't.
Yeah, but
let them be children. Because whether you like it or not, kids never cared about religion. They literally could not care less about religion.
Yes, but
they're only there because you forced them to be. So
that goes into the indoctrination that we're talking about and the fear mongering that we're talking about earlier, because because a lot of people have this fear in their heart if they don't practice religion. They want to instill that fear into their kids too when it comes to religion, right? And how are they going to instill that fear into their kids if the person that they're married to or dating isn't Christian? You know what I'm saying? So
don't.
Well, yes, it's easy to say don't, but this is what most Christians want to do as Christians with their kids, right? Because that's the way they were raised. So that's when the great conundrum.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that they can relate though. Like when they were younger, they didn't care about religion. So
it's not that the fear was instilled in them, and it's still in them as adults. That's why adults instill the fear into their kids as, like you said, the control mechanism, because it was done to them. But they don't all the way disagree with it. It's not like they grow up and like, they shouldn't have done it to me. They agree that that's the way it should have been done, and so they do that to their kids. Mm-hmm. And so the don't part isn't really an option when they agree that this is how you should instill religion into your kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just let your kids do what they want to do. Let them grow into whichever religion they want to be in, if they want to be in religion at all. So
yeah, I tend to agree. You know, I don't think forcing anything on any kid is the right way to do. You know, first of all, lead by example. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's 2 different religions in the house, and then the child can experience both. You know, and then decide once they become of age, or, you know, or when they want to explore religion on their own, decide which way to go. And it's not the end of the world if they don't choose the religion that you're practicing. It's not. I promise you, it's not. So yeah, I think it's okay to have 2 different religions in the household. And again, I've seen it done successfully. And I realize that most people have not, which is why there's this whole like fear of even attempting to do it, right? But you just have to, you know, maybe, like I said, open your mind up just a little bit to those possibilities. So yeah, I think we should move on. I don't know how long we've been recording at this point. I don't know when we started, but let's talk about what you're watching.
I'm not watching anything.
Was there, before we move on to what you watch, was there anything else you had to say about that?
No.
Okay, just want to make sure. You're not watching anything. Okay. I haven't been watching much either, but the one show that I have been watching is Selling Sunset. I started watching Selling Sunset many moons ago. I only watched like a couple of seasons and I kind of fell off, but I've recently gotten back into it. And the mess that is involved in this show, it's highly entertaining, but it's a mess is what it is. It's a mess. And it's women going back and forth about the same issues for 5 seasons straight. So, but I feel like what takes it away, because I used to watch a lot of reality TV, you know, the Love and Hip Hops and the Housewives of it all back in the day. I've gone away from watching a lot of that stuff lately, but I think that what makes this reality TV more tolerable is that on Selling Sunset is that, you know, they have something else other than the mess happening. Like that is the basis of the show, which is real estate and selling those very expensive homes in California. So it's very interesting and it's cool to like see these multi-million-dollar homes, to see what goes into them, to see the people that are that have enough money, child, to even buy them. Yeah, it's very interesting. I forced her to watch one episode. And she just, I don't know, I think she walked away annoyed. Because it can be annoying. I mean, the girls are just bickering. The girls meaning the real estate agents that's a part of this one brokerage. And one of the owners of the brokerage has dated literally half of the girls that are in there. It's insane. Like, where's HR when you need it?
It's just a bunch of white women selling houses and arguing over little tiny things that are never that deep. And yeah,
as grown women, it's almost like teenagers.
Yeah,
what teenagers would be arguing over.
Oh my God, Becky! I heard that
Lisa said this about you.
Yeah, I heard that Lisa said that Sarah said that that the other Becky was so hooking up with this guy. Like, girl, please.
Yes, like there was this one episode, several episodes, where there's one person, this one girl, I don't remember who it was. I don't remember her name. They called her a social climber, and she was so offended by the fact that someone called her a social climber, not to her face, someone was having a conversation with someone else and called her a social climber, and then one of the people in that conversation came over here to said girl and said, hey, so-and-so called you a social climber, and they were like, a social climber? I am furthest from a social climber. And I'm talking about episodes with an S on the end about this girl.
Is your mic still on?
No, it's not on either.
No, mine.
Hi. As I was saying, yeah, I don't know when my mic's cut off, so hopefully this is going to work out. But yeah, the fact that they went back and forth for episodes about this silly thing of being called a social climber, how she was so offended, as if they called her a $2 whore. Like, what was actually going on? So yeah, and that's just kind of a whole bunch of he said, she said, people stirring up mess. There's a black girl that came like in season 5. You know what I'm saying? She's originally from the UK. Well, not originally, actually. She's originally from, I think her family's from Nigeria, if I'm not mistaken. But she has a English accent. And look, this one's blinking now too. So we're gonna wrap it up. We're just gonna say bye, because our mics are not cooperating. Okay. Bye.